world is on the brink of a climate catastrophe, and China's latest emissions plan might just be too little, too late. But here's where it gets controversial. While some experts slam China's targets as woefully inadequate, others argue the country's true impact lies beyond the numbers. Let's dive in. On Wednesday, China unveiled its strategy to cut greenhouse gas emissions by 7% to 10% of their peak by 2035. Sounds ambitious? Think again. Experts insist this falls drastically short of the 30% reduction they deem necessary to avert global disaster. Chinese President Xi Jinping announced this plan at the UN General Assembly, subtly calling out some countries, read the US, for failing to step up. Notably absent, former US President Donald Trump, who once dismissed climate change as a con job. China, the world's largest carbon emitter and second biggest economy, holds the keys to our planet's future. Its shift to a low-carbon model isn't just a national decision, it's a global game-changer. Yet critics, like Kaysie from the E3G think tank, argue China's 2035 target is critically short of what's needed, misaligned with both its economic decarbonization goals and its 2060 carbon neutrality pledge. Without stronger near-term ambition, Brown warns, China risks undermining its leadership on the global stage. And this is the part most people miss. China has a history of setting modest targets only to surpass them dramatically. Underpromise and overdeliver. That's the Chinese way, says an insider in climate diplomacy. Meanwhile, Bernice Lee of Chatham House points out that China's actions speak louder than words. Last year alone, China invested a staggering $625 billion in clean energy, 31% of the global total. Its clean energy boom is reshaping the global economy, slashing renewable costs by 90% over the past decade, and driving electric vehicle adoption worldwide. But here's the catch. China remains heavily reliant on coal, with new plants still in development despite a 2021 pledge to phase down its use. Coal enjoys strong political backing within Xi's government, and antiquated coal mines continue to spew not just CO2, but also 20% of global methane emissions from fossil fuels. Paul Bledsoe, a former Clinton climate advisor, notes that while China's clean energy progress is promising, it's not moving fast enough. China could achieve its goals by the end of this decade if it accelerates, he says. China's commitments will set the tone for the COP30 UN Climate Summit in Brazil this November, where countries are expected to unveil their Paris Agreement pledges. Yet, the UN's climate chief has already admitted these pledges will fall short of the cuts needed to limit global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius. The real challenge? Turning inadequate national targets into a global plan that fulfills the Paris Agreement. Here's the burning question. Is China's slow but steady progress enough, or does the world need bolder, immediate action? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. This debate is far from over.